Hey guys, Coldbrew here. Welcome back to another video. We have big news today. If you are a PC player for Raid, if you play Raid on PC and use Play on Play, and of course you happen to know how to use RSL Helper, okay, the tool first developed by Farbstoff, a German content creator who absolutely is an MVP in the community. He developed this tool completely for free and offers it for free to, I would say, thousands of players out there. I don't know the numbers, but it is insane on when we use this tool, right? And with these latest update, okay, where he went ahead and, you know, when a patch comes up, RSL Helper does not work, okay? And you have to wait on Farbstoff and his team to actually get the update going and make everything work. Well, this new update has a brand new feature added to it, and it completely changes on how we sell items, okay? And I found this very unique in terms of what this tool provides now. Okay, so we all know there's sell files that you can do when you keep and sell an item. Okay, keeping and selling items is a big part of Raid, since we have only 1300 items possibly in our inventory at any point, and with the new sets added all the time, that becomes really a big issue, and managing your artifacts and your accessories becomes a huge headache, and that is a huge headache for me as well. Okay, what does this new update do? Well, it's not something completely out of the ordinary in terms of it's just going to be the best thing ever, because it will still require your input for it to work. How does this work? Well, let me just show you and explain you step by step on how you guys can use it, even if you are not that experienced into what you're selling and what you're keeping. Okay, I'll explain everything at the start, and then I'll give you some examples on how you can personalize your sell file because of this new feature that Farbstoff has added. So let's get this started. I'll pop out RSL Helper and I'll explain how this works. So this is how RSL Helper looks for everybody, right? When you load it up when there's an update, it automatically updates into the game, and if it's correct, it will show you your energy down below, your gems, your silver, and all that. And this is how it initially looks like. There's a new setting though. If you click right here on the top, there's a new setting called create auto sell rules. If you have your rules already set, this is fine if you want it. But if you don't want this new feature, you can just disable it. For the purposes of this video, I of course will be showcasing it, and I completely nuked my own settings to actually show this. And yeah, it will take me some time to fix them, but with this tool, with this new feature at least, it should be easier, and it should be even better for end game players out there who might not have the time to individually go in there and start adding the rules. So how do these rules work? So you go click on your sell settings, okay, and it pops out this window where your rules should be here. And if you are an experienced user with this already, you know that you set up your sell or keep, and then you put in specifically each of the rules that you want this to go with. If you have no idea what rules to do, all right, you just keep it like this. Since you have the create auto sell rules thing open, enabled, what you do is you just go into a battle. All right, since you have that enabled, you go into a battle, or you start selling your unleveled items. This is a very big thing at the moment, at least it's for unleveled items, because of course from how the RSL Helper tool works right now, it cannot go and see your, let's say, leveled up items and say, oh, this does not have the double roll that this person was looking for in terms of speed for this specific item. That would be extremely specific, but it works for unleveled items. So let's say you are maybe you're forging items. Let's go and just forge. Let's forge one resilience piece right here. Let's see what pops up. So this one pops up. It's a 6-star shield, accuracy, and crit rate. Me personally, resilience, I'm very picky with it, and I would sell this immediately. So once I click sell, all right, let's go back to the RSL Helper. I click sell, and then we check on RSL Helper, and what does it do? There's like a small delay here, all right, a small delay, but boom, there it is. Did you see it? Right there, it added the rule immediately for the item that I just sold. It added the rule immediately, and it was very specific exactly on how that item was, it has now sold that item, and it now added the rule. So in the future, if me as coldbrew is making resilience items, this will sell the exact same item if it ever pops up. The good thing about this is that you can then go to this rule and then change it to how you want in terms of the rule. If you don't want to change it and you keep it like that, you can just keep on going, all right? You go back into the game. Let's say you want to craft one more item. So imagine this goes on for longer and longer. This one's an attack percent 5-star chest. Obviously, I will sell this item resilience. You're not looking for attack percent, right? Go back into the RSL Helper. And what does it show here? It will slowly but surely, right? Let's see, once it updates, it will show the 5-star chest piece that it just has just sold once it updates. There it is. There it is. It's just updated. Attack percent on the main stat, resistance, defense. Was a very generic rule. So you're gonna say coldbrew. So this is gonna create like thousands upon thousands of rules. Well, the good thing about this is I'll give you guys a good example. Is let's say you wanna make it for your campaign. You go in here, you go into the campaign, you say, okay, I want to be selling these items pretty much always, right, coldbrew? Well, pretty much yes. If you're at a point such as my point, or a couple of months in, you won't be using the campaign gear that you'll be getting from your farmer while you're leveling up your champions. And wow, look at this. We got a mystery shard. So I'll wait for one more second. Hopefully we'll get a gear roll, a gear drop here, and I'll show you exactly what happens. Oh, come on. Getting the mystery shards over and over again. Come on. 2, round 3. Finish it. Finish it. I don't really use my ethos here, so it's going for longer than I want it. So here it is, a 4-star common item. You click on sell, and as you will imagine, this will pop out in the RSL Helper file, okay? And it will be a carrying set item. Once it updates, there it is. A 4-star common speed boot was sold. So from now on and always, it will be selling the boots from the carrying set, and it will be just like that. But let's say you have a good base of rules already. Let's say you have a good base of rules already, but as you progress as a player, you become pickier and pickier, but you're not really sure on how to set up those rules on RSL Helper, and you want to use this new feature with the auto sell. So if you have those set rules already, it becomes even better because it recognizes that you have a rule set already, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So let's delete this rule, and let's say I want to create a brand new rule. So I sell. So let's say I want to make a brand new rule, or I had a rule already, but I want to keep that setting enabled. Okay, let me show you. So it will look something like this, but you go ahead and click on the reset button right here. All right, you click on that one, completely resets the rules that you want to be setting. And let's say you want to sell all pieces of gear that are maybe 5-star, but you want to do it on all uncommon or lower pieces of gear. So that's all campaign items pretty much. So for me, any 5-star that gets that I can get from the campaign, actually I should do 6-star and lower, all uncommon items and lower, and boom, I create a brand new rule for that one. So based on that, guys, based on that, if I go back into the campaign now and I do one more run and I manually sell something, it should not add a new rule because I have a rule already that supersedes, that is better than the rule that it would attempt to create. So this becomes like a good base of rules that you might have. So there it is, the 4-star drop there. Let's click on sell. And if we check on the RSL Helper, it should show that no new rule was added because I had a very strong rule set already for those uncommon items. So where does this come into play for more endgame players? All right, I'll explain to you right now. So where does this all come into play? I'll show you guys exactly what I mean right now. We load up a setup that we might have already. So the good thing about RSL Helper, if you go to their Discord, they have some of their own sell files available for free. But if you want to use just that one and then customly change it to your own preferences, then that's good to go. So what I'll do now is I'll load up a mid-game auto sell file, and you'll see it load up right now. Look at all those rules that exist right now. It's a good, 80 rules set to mid-game preferences. Of course, all of these rules might be something that you do not like, or you want something different for your account. You can obviously go check on them on your own, but let's say you are using something like this already, but as you're progressing into late game, you don't want to use a brand new late game setup just because you're still in that phase where you are progressing through. You just keep on the setting on with the create auto sell rules. And if the rule that you are attempting to create with just customly trying to sell something exists already, then no new rule will be created. So this is a great way for you guys to just customize whatever you're selling. And as you go through manually, eventually you're building up a robust new way of selling everything that you don't want to have, and for the future, managing your artifacts better. I think this is a very, very strong tool. Of course, you have to be careful with everything that you sell and don't just blindly use somebody else's auto sell file, especially if they're at a different stage in the game than you. But for me right now, let's say I find something that is not leveled up. It's very difficult for me to do this on my own account, but let's say, yeah, look at this one. This is an attack mythical item from the Night Revenant. It does have attack percent, but the bad thing is if I sold this, it wouldn't know that it doesn't have the mythical roll on it already. So what I will do is maybe I look for, well, I don't have many unleveled items. So let's say I check on for banners. That should be something easier for me. So maybe the 5-star mythical, or yeah, just look at that one as a good example. This is a dwarves banner that is a 6-star. That is honestly something that I would usually sell, but because I have the re-rolling reworking items here, the chaos ores, sometimes I use them on banners if I'm looking for, let's say, a quad roll. That's not that easy, but let's sell this as an example and see if it gets picked up by the mid-game rules that I have. So I sell this. It's a 6-star legendary banner without speed. So let's see. Let's check on the rules. If a new rule is created, the rules that are created are always going up on top, so they supersede any of the other rules that you might have. So yeah, again, you have to be careful when you are selling stuff. So let's have a look if it's added. And there it is. A brand new rule was added. It does have a small delay, but I'm pretty sure these go through as you are selling your items. So let's say a legendary again drops in the future that does not have the speed in there. It will be selling it, and it's very specific because it's for dwarves. So with this way, you'll be developing up your RSL Helper sell files and make your life so much easier for the future. Just have in mind, guys, that it does not work on rolled up items already. So just have it in mind that it will not work. So if I show you right here, if I go and sell, that is definitely worth selling. So this one I would sell 100%. It double rolled on flat HP. So this I would sell. So boom, I sell it. And no matter what happens, this should not be added as a rule over in RSL Helper. And like a minute later, it has not added the rule because that leveled item does not get into when it should be selling the items or not. Of course, maybe in the future, Farbstop adds this as another feature, but for now, it works very, very well. And I think it's a good addition to what all the PC players have available. If you are a mobile player, well, unfortunately, you have to keep on doing what you're doing, but this is mostly for PC players out there. Makes your lives a little bit easier with RSL Helper. Definitely try it out. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you use RSL Helper, if you use the auto sell files, if you trust it or not. I trust it for sure. There are some bugs here and there, but for the majority of the time, it works very, very well and makes my life in terms of time management much, much easier. Guys, this was the video. Thank you all so much. Definitely check out this new feature of RSL Helper. It will help you with the future of your artifacts, especially when you're farming. and you wanna just add some new rules based on maybe personal preferences, maybe one specific faction, instead of adding it, you know, manually, you just sell the items as you usually would. Especially with forging, it makes things much easier for the future. Then you can go back and just edit the rules as you go on and forward with playing this game. Anyway, this was the video, guys. Thank you all. Subscribe on your way out. I will see you in the next one. See ya.